of the work, people forget to distribute the negative. Isn't this really negative 1 times this binomial? People forget to write that as plus b, right? Does that make sense? Please be careful. Don't like mess it up at the very end, right? You did all the hard work. Don't mess it up with, because this is really negative 1 times a minus b, right? Or negative 1 times a plus negative b if you want to think of it as addition. Does that make sense? We've done this before, haven't we? Right? All right. Don't act as if you've never seen them, right? We've done them. Okay, so, okay then, everybody try this example. 4x squared plus 12xy plus 9y squared minus 25. And I even highlighted that 12xy. You'll see why in a minute. Go ahead, everybody try. Okay, so how should we group this example 1? First 3 or the last 3? Is this type 1 or type 2? Type 1. So first 3. And I don't have to worry about something being negative because everything here, the first 3 terms, they're all positive, right? I mean, they're all addition and so forth. Anyway, then how does that factor? 4x squared plus 12xy plus 9xy squared. If you're not so sure, you could do it on the side, right? Well, how many ways are there to get 4x squared? Do you want to try with 4x and 1 first or just 2x and 2x? And then 3y, right? Doesn't that work? So, Austin, what do I get? The first 3 term becomes?
2x plus 3y squared.
Yeah, 2x plus 3y squared. Should I write minus 25 or do you think it's better to write something else instead of writing? Yes?
Minus 5 squared.
You think it's better to write minus 5 squared? I think so too. Why do you think that's a better idea? Why not just leave it as minus 25? One person thinks? Okay, why? Yeah, because you could see your B a lot faster, a lot easier. If you leave it as 25, guess what kind of mistake people make? They think that B is 25. You think that's a good idea to do? No. Okay, then we have difference of square, don't we? That's why. Okay, then what do I get? Who can tell me what to write next? Who haven't I called? Yes, Eric, tell me.
2x plus 3y
Uh-huh.
minus 5
Yep.
times 2x plus 3y plus 5.
Yeah, very good. I like to write plus first. It's going to be something plus something, something minus something, right? That's what difference of square does, and you're exactly right. That's what I get. And here I can kind of get rid of this parentheses inside, right? Because it's really 1 times, right? Do you get? How many people got this right? Raise your hand. Good. How many people understand it now? Good. Do you think you could try something else now? Something similar? Yes. All right. Let's try example 2 then. Here's example 2. Go ahead. Let's see if we could do this one. By the way, do you think it's type 1 or type 2? Just looking at it. How many people think it's type 1? Raise your hand. How many people it's type 2? You're right, it's type 2. Okay, go ahead, everybody try. You have to group the last 3 terms, right? First 3 terms are not your perfect square trinomial, is it? You can see it, obviously it's not. Go ahead, everybody try. Alright, who could tell me how to do this one? This is type 2, as we said. One person? How do we group the last 3? Can I just put the parentheses around the last 3 terms? No, that's how you get it wrong. Who could help me how to do this? How about Rachel? Can you help me? Tell me what to write.
Okay, this is x squared
Uh-huh.
minus parentheses y squared minus 2y.
Very good. You remember to write the opposite of, right? We had negative y squared positive 2y, negative 1. Now it just becomes opposite, right? Because you're factoring out a negative 1. Isn't that right? Okay, then, Viviana, what does that last 3 term become? Since it's a perfect square trinomial, right? It becomes...
Y plus 1 squared.
Is it y plus 1 squared? Look, we have negative 2y. Y minus 1. Very good. Right, guys? Does that make sense? And it's a difference of square, isn't that right? So what's your a this time? Your a is? Yes. What's your b? Y minus 1, right? So who could tell me then this difference of square? Isn't this something square? Something plus something times something minus something, right? That's what difference of square is. And we know what our a and b's are. Who could tell me how to do this now? Next step. Okay. Put that book away. You don't need that right now. Okay. Kate, tell me what to write. I mean, Ali, tell me what to write.
I put
No, it's not x squared. What's your a? Is it x?
Sorry.
Okay.
X
Uh-huh.
plus y minus 1
Good.
times x squared. I mean x
Mhm.
minus y plus 1.
And did you have all the parentheses and so forth? Okay, good. So this is what we get. Now, who can tell me the last step? Claire, tell me what to write. How do we simplify this now? This simply is
X plus y plus 1 and x times x plus y minus 1
say the first three terms. X plus
plus y plus 1
y plus 1. Are you sure?
minus 1.
It should be minus 1 because this is plus negative 1 times this binomial, right? I mean plus 1 times. If you multiply by 1, you get the same thing. But whereas this is plus negative 1 times this, right? Say it again. What's your answer? X.
X plus y minus 1.
Good.
X plus y plus 1. So x plus y minus 1 squared.
No. Look, here, you get x plus y minus 1. Would you agree? The first, right?
So x plus y minus 1
Times?
times x plus
No, is it plus? Here. This is
x minus y
plus 1. Did you all get this? Right? This is x plus y minus 1 times x minus. This is really plus negative. If you don't believe me, make it into addition. I mean, if you want to, right? Make it into addition, right? If you want to do that, then, right? If you distribute it, don't you get x minus y plus 1? How many people got this? Raise your hand. Good. How many people understand it now? Okay, you're gonna. Okay, good. You're gonna see some of these for your homework tonight. Okay, so make sure you know how to do these. Okay. Try example 3. They get kind of creative in this example 3. So it says p squared minus q squared plus r squared minus 2pr. Okay. Now, why do you think I have a star there? Yeah. Oh, you see, Sarah, you think you know why? Why? 2pr is what? Is at the end. So they kind of, they're not really nice, are they? Why are they not so nice? What do? Anybody see what they did here? They weren't so nice in this one. Sarah said it, but what is it? Yeah, Austin? Yeah, they messed up the order. It's not like the first term and the last 3 term, is it? Okay, so what do you think you have to do if you want to do this correctly? You must write this in. Yes, Aaron? That's right. You have to write it in a way so that the perfect square trinomials are together. Does that make sense? Go ahead, everybody try. By the way, does anybody know how to do this before we go? Oh, Ethan, how would how do we rearrange this? Because the arrangement is all messed up right now, right? By the commutative property of addition, you could do that. Okay, so tell me what to write.
p squared plus p squared minus 2pr plus r squared minus 2.
That's exactly right. Isn't this what we want? Right? Why? Because, by the way, what gave it away? In other words, what told you that you have to write it this way? How do you know that you have to have the p here, 2pr here, and then r here? Because of your DNA. That p is, you have to have p and then you have to have r for this trinomial, isn't that right? That's why I like to call this DNA problem. You see? That DNA tells you which 3 terms you need. Anyway, go ahead, everybody try. Alright, who could help me how to do this one? Here. How should I, by the way, then does this become type 1 or type 2? Type 2. Sarah, tell me what to write. This is not type 2, is it? Type 1. Okay, so, isn't that right? Look at the first 3 trinomial. Yeah, so tell me how to group them. Yeah, first 3, exactly right. So just group the first 3. So what does that trinomial become, Michael? What's that trinomial become? How would I factor that one? P squared minus 2pr plus r squared, that becomes? Is it p plus r squared? Watch this. It's minus 2pr. So is it p plus r squared or is it p minus r squared? P minus r squared is correct. And do you think it's kind of a good idea to kind of put the parentheses around q so you can see your b is q? All right. Who could tell me how to finish this up? Viviana? What's your a this time?
P minus r.
Yeah. What's your b? Yeah. So it's using substitution. So, tell me the answer.
P minus R plus Q
Uh-huh.
times P minus R minus.
You got it. How many people got this one? Raise your hand. Okay, good. If you didn't, do you understand it now? Yes? No? We good? Alright, good. So let's go over our homework, but before I do, I want to show you something here. As you're checking your homework assignments, if the answer came out to be A minus B times C plus D, for example, your book may say this, B minus A times D minus C. Have you noticed that? Yeah? Turns out these two are equivalent. In other words, they have the same value and so forth, right? They're equivalent. Why do you think? Because I thought that it looks like they're using commutative property of subtraction, right? But we don't have commutative property of subtraction. What's going on? Does anybody see why they're equivalent? Because before I go over the homework, I want to. Victor? Yes, they're factoring out -1 from both of these binomials. In other words, what's -1 times what gives you A minus B, guys? Negative A, what? Plus B. Would you agree? Well, I could also do this from the other binomial. -1 times what? Negative C. What, guys? Plus D. What's -1 times -1, guys? And we have what's, instead of writing negative A plus B, is the same as B minus A? And instead of negative C plus D, is that D minus C? So what's -1 times -1? 1. So you just get 1 times B minus A times D minus C. So they're equivalent, okay? So don't get, if you're checking, as you're checking your homework, they may do it the other way, okay? That's fine. They should really do it in standard form, but they don't, okay? So don't worry about it. So, right? That'll be correct. Any question? Are we good? Are we good? Okay, let's go over the homework from last time. 5.10, get them out, okay?